Hello and welcome to the Dementia Dish on Incontinence. My name is Danielle Farrell and I am a public educator with the Alzheimer's Society of Peel. So what is incontinence? Incontinence refers to the inability to hold or to control one's bladder or bowel movements. This can be very distressing for the person living with dementia as well as for their care partners. So let's explore this topic. Incontinence can occur for many reasons, and there are different types of incontinence. One is stress incontinence, which is due to the increased abdominal pressure that is under stress, so weak pelvic floor muscles. There can be urge incontinence, which is due to involuntary contraction of the bladder muscles. Overflow incontinence, which is due to a blockage of the urethra, and neurogenic incontinence, which is due to disturbed function of the nervous system. When it comes to dementia, any and all of these can be at play, but the neurogenic incontinence will be a likely reason for the person to experience incontinence. So let's look at the causes for incontinence. Some medical problems can certainly increase the risks of incontinence. So bladder infections, loss of bladder tone, weakening of the control muscles, and decreased bladder capacity. If a person drinks a large amount of fluids, there is a higher chance, obviously, of incontinence. And we know that diuretics, which would be tea, coffee, carbonated drinks like pop, and beer, can all increase the need to urinate frequently. Some of the other medical causes for incontinence might be an enlarged prostate or prostate cancer, being constipated on a regular basis, neurological complications like strokes. So people living with vascular dementia are at a higher risk of experiencing incontinence, even in the early stages of vascular dementia. Diseases such as Parkinson's disease and multiple sclerosis, side effects of medications that relax the muscles, such as painkillers or tranquilizers or sleeping medications, and a prolapsed uterus are all reasons that can contribute to incontinence. So when it comes to dementia and incontinence, here are some things to consider. Does the person understand their body's messaging that the body needs to eliminate? Does the person still recognize what a toilet is and what it is used for? If the person is urinating in plants, garbage cans, things like that around the house, then the person may no longer recognize what a toilet is. Has the person experienced a great decline in mobility? This may mean that the person can't get to the washroom in a timely fashion, even if they recognize the body signal. Has the environment become unfamiliar and the person is having difficulties finding the washroom in the environment to which they live? Has there been a change in abilities to communicate their needs? So are they losing the ability to find their words? Are they having word finding difficulties? Are they having difficulty explaining what their needs are? So what can we do to help the person? Well, we want to make sure that we don't reprimand the person for experiencing incontinence. It is a very common experience for persons living with dementia. And we want to be very discreet when we are assisting the person, especially if we were in public spaces. Some things that can help if a person is experiencing incontinence, the use of adaptive clothes that are much easier for the person to be able to manage to pull down in order to use the toilet. Wash and wear clothing in case of accidents. You want to have clothing that will be easy to maintain, easy to clean up. It's a great idea to carry around extra briefs, extra underwear, and change of clothes for persons who are experiencing incontinence. Some of the other things that we can do to help is to outfit the bathroom with things like grab bars to improve the safety of using the toilet. Improve the bathroom visibility. This may mean making sure the bathroom is very well lit. Creating a bathroom schedule for the person. So, reminding the person with dementia to use the washroom every 2 hours. And when in the washroom, you can help them or encourage them to urinate by turning on a water faucet. The sound of running water will often help someone to urinate. So, what is available? There's lots of products on the market that can be used to help a person who's experiencing incontinence. One would be briefs, another would be incontinence liners, but these should not be women's panty liners. Panty liners do not absorb enough fluid, so you do want to make sure that they are meant for incontinence. Adult wipes or perineal spray or cream in order to ensure the area stays clean and that there isn't going to be skin breakdown. Protective furniture, pads, covers, and wheelchair liners. So lots of products exist. Mattress protectors, mattress pads, things of that nature can help with easier cleanup and to protect things like the mattress and the wheelchair. Other options are raised toilet seats that can make it a lot easier for someone with mobility issues to be able to take a seat on the toilet. Often seats are a little low for people with mobility issues in order to lower themselves onto the toilet. If a person is slow moving, has some mobility issues, and at nighttime getting from the bedroom to the bathroom, and the amount of time it takes may be an issue, you could try a commode for that quick night access. You can also look into male and female urinal drugs. These are handhelds. And if the person has difficulty when seated on the toilet to feel safe, maybe their feet don't touch the ground, have a stool or a little step stool sort of thing underneath the feet as pictured in this slide. So, what can you do if the person living with dementia doesn't stay seated on the toilet and often is trying to stand up? Try distracting the person, giving them something to focus on while seated on the toilet, or something to hold in their hands that can keep their hands busy. Watch for redness or skin tissue breakdown. We always have to be assessing for that when incontinence is present. Label the bathroom door with signage. If the person is having difficulty finding the bathroom, putting a sign on the door, and this sign not just in words, but being an actual visual picture of a toilet can help the person to be able to identify that as the washroom. You can use colored water. There are different products out there that can help color the water in the toilet, and this can help the person with aim and to be able to identify that the water level in the toilet. So other things that you can do to help with incontinence of both bladder and bowel is to incorporate a high fiber diet and then to include exercise in the person's daily routine. Those things will help to fight against constipation, and to have more regular bowel movements. Avoid spicy or acidic food that may irritate the urinary tract. And watch for nonverbal cues. Oftentimes, if a person is having difficulty communicating verbally, the person may do things body language wise that would indicate that they may need to use the washroom. So, tugging on their clothing, opening up the button or zipper on pants, if they become restless and start pacing or walking quickly, if they are becoming jittery with the, hand movements or leg movements, if they start hiding behind furniture. Those could all be cues that the person needs to use the washroom. Also, sometimes there are trigger words or phrases that the person living with dementia may use. These words may not have anything to do with the toilet, the washroom, but you may find and watch for patterns where the person says something like help or I need, but can't finish off that thought. And then you notice that they have incontinence. This may help to create an incontinence schedule or a toileting schedule, whereby when you hear that phrase over and over, or those same words used, you realize that that is the person trying to indicate their need to use the washroom. There are resources available. There is a tip sheet when toileting becomes a challenge. There is information at all of your local Alzheimer's Society chapters. And there's the Canadian Continence Foundation. And here is the web link to that. The Alzheimer's Society of Peel can be contacted at our Service Access Department by phone or by email. You can leave a voicemail or write an email explaining what service or services you are interested in, and we will have the right person get in touch with you. You can follow the Alzheimer's Society of Peel on Facebook, Twitter or X, Instagram, and also on our YouTube channel. So thank you so much for joining me today for Incontinence. I hope it was helpful.